In this video, I walk you through how to use PDF versions of ICD-10 code sets. So this version is 2012. So Nginx publishes the paper format of these PDFs. You can purchase those PDFs if you like to have a physical book, but they're expensive and you really don't have to for this class. You need to understand how to use this PDF file just in case VLAPS goes down and you have no access to encoder, or even just in case you graduate or finish this class and you no longer have access to encoder. So you should understand how to use these PDFs because they are free on the CMS website. So what's important here for you to understand is how to navigate through these PDFs and find your codes. I expect you there you understand what ICD-10 CM conventions are, for example cross references, dashes after the codes and things like that. So here we're just gonna go a few examples so you can see how to find the codes in PDF files. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's code the case. For example, patient has congestive heart failure. So again, the main conventions don't change. We first find the main term. In this case, congestive heart failure. Failure is our main term. So we click on the F here, and we have a failure. But also you could do this by Control F to activate the search. So we pull in failure, highlight that, press enter, and the PDF highlights our main term. We just are going to look for the subterm. Remember, for the subterm you're looking for site, etiology, or clinical type. In this case we have heart, which is site. We just look for heart. So as look, the dashes here mean indentation here of the subterm. So in this case we're still looking for heart. So we have congestive heart, and we have this non-essential modifiers that won't affect our code assignment. So assuming that the medical records does not have any more information, our final code is the default code I50.9. We always have to verify our code in a tabular, so we highlight the code, copy the code, and activate the search for the tabular, which is Control F. So we paste in our code, highlight the code, press enter, and the system finds our code. So we always need to bear in mind of this exclude one. This includes nodes that we have here. So this include terms that we have here. So always verify the instruction notes at the beginning of each category. So we're going to go the way up to 150. And we have several instruction notes, and actually some of these are mandatory. For example, code first, so we need to be aware of when to use this and how to use it. And we have different choices here, and again we have excludes one, which means not coded here. So we need to abide by given our documentation. This was just an example. Let's go ahead and code our next case. Suppose medical records shows that the patient has dissection of thoracic aorta. So again, let's go home. So press home on your keyboard from the beginning. So the main term here should be dissection. So we click on the D, and the system goes right to the D section, and we type in a search here, dissection. Highlight that, press enter, and the system finds our main term. Now we need to worry about the subterm, which was aorta, and it was at the thoracic region. So the final code for this case is I71.01. So we copy that code so we can verify it in a tabular. We're gonna paste it in our search, and then highlight that, press enter, and the system finds our code. And again, in this case we have the category right here, so we understandable coding instruction notes are here. So we have excludes 1, which means we can now report this code along with any code that's shown here because they are mutually exclusive. So they are excludes 1, meaning not coded here. For the next example, let's go ahead and code the gastrointestinal bleeding. Again, you identify your main term. Let's go home here, press home on your keyboard to get to the beginning and click on the B. Type in your main term, highlight that, press enter, and the system finds our main term, and we have this cross-reference note that's a C also, which means if we don't find what we're looking for here, we need to go to the hemorrhage area to find what we need. In this case, we're looking for bleeding of gastrointestinal. So let's go ahead and see if we have the sub-entry. We have the subterm here, and our final code is K92.2. Always verify your code in the tabular. Copy that, type in the search for the tabular, highlight that, press enter, and the system finds the term that we're looking for, where we have includes terms. We also have excludes 1, meaning that we can report these two codes in this area and this code together. We also go back at the category level, and we have again the exclude 1 instruction node. So let's do another example to kind of get a feel how the PDF file work. Let's go ahead and go home again. So press home on your keyboard, and in this case let's code fracture of femur initial counter. So the main term starts by F, so we click on the F, and in our search we type in fracture, and we highlight that, press enter, and the system finds several fracture terms. So the first one says C fracture traumatic by site. So we need to look fracture traumatic. So we can actually copy this and paste it into our search. Highlight that, press enter, and the system finds the main term, which is going to be always the far left. So if you look here, it's going to be on the far left. It's going to also be highlighted. It's going to be bold. So for you to know that you have the right indentation of the main term. So again, we're looking for fracture traumatic of femur. So the subterm is site. So we scroll down to find F. So we have femur, and our documentation does not specify which area of the femur. So our code is the default code of S72.9. Remember, the dash here means that the code is incomplete, so we need to highlight the code here, copy it, paste into our search for the tabular, highlight that, enter. The system finds our code. We have the include terms here. We also have exclude 1 that we need to be aware of when assigning our final code. And then we always have to go back to our category level to look for further instruction notes. So we go back to S72. So here we are. So we have the notes to follow. We have actually exclude 1 note. We have exclude 2 instruction notes, and then we have instruction that says that we need a 7th digit. So remember, our code was S72.9. In this case, we need to include the 7th digit of A because initial counter. So let's go back to our code here. Where we don't know the area of the femur, so we have S72.9. We put X for the placeholder, and then the 7th digit of A. So the final code is S72.90XA. Go ahead and practice these simple steps, and let me know if you have any question. You can try to compare your codes also using 3M. Thank you.